All right, family. We're going live. Hoping that these things work their kinks out. We're going to see what happens. You know, we keep it authentic and we keep it real. And I'm still working on all this stuff. Y'all remember I told you I'm hiring my DJ. He wore out today. But I got my baby girl with me. Say hi, boo-boo. What your shirt say? I still live with my parents. Okay. This is Tiny. Say hello. And by special request, she's making her appearances. You're going to stay up here with Mommy? Do you want to stay in Mommy's lap while we do this? You do? Well, we're going to see how well we can do with that. All right. Let's see. Let's get up in our seat. Hold on. All right. You hear my heart beating? That's my heartbeat. Sorry. All right. So I'm going to hold on to my baby. And we're going to see how this turns out. Well, why are you looking at me? We got to look at that screen. You going to look at the screen? Or you going to look at me? Well, let's at least welcome everyone to our Heart to Heart with Lady Love. I'm going to do this and I'm going to hold her. And today's episode is mental programming. So I want to say great day, beautiful souls, and welcome to Heart with Lady Love, where we heal out loud, grow on purpose, and rewrite the stories that have been trying to write us. Got that? So now I want to start off with a question for you. Who's writing your story? Is it you? Is it someone else? Is it the television? Who is it? Think about that. Are your thoughts really your own? Or are you living a version of who someone else decided you should be? Now that is a very good question. And that is a part of the mental process. So tonight, we're going to talk about chapter 2 of my book, How to Love Stress and Live Longer. And it's all about the mental programming, which is that silent pattern that can guide our stress. Are you trying to talk to? What you got to say? You do? So it drives our stress, right? Our reactions, and sometimes even our depression. We're going to still link all of this to how we cope with depression. See, there was a time, too, where we all tend to live lives that can be expected of us because of our background or our parents, our influences, all of these different things before we get to really knowing who we are. See, she always wants me to have my hands on her. See, she knows who she is. A hot mess. Watch this. Take my hand off. Look at her. This, I think I'm going to have to not have her on the show. You're not going to be able to stay on the show if you're going to be interrupting. Are you going to keep interrupting? You can't keep interrupting, little girl. Now let Mama talk. So we have to do that. Now this little girl right here, this has become my baby. And she's a part of my story, my new story, and my new script. You hear her talking, she talks and everything. Don't you, poo-poo? So I talk, I get it all out. So now, with the mental programming, with my background being in psychology, okay, we got visitors flying around in here too. I'm going to need y'all to go somewhere. You're stressing me out. So with the mental programming and my background being in psychology, as I graduated from Kennesaw State, the mind is very powerful. And it can work with you or it can work against you. And once we really realize and give it the credit that it deserves, it's always going to be an ongoing situation. So depression can sneak in when you spend too long reading from someone else's story. It's your soul saying, hey, I'm still here. Will you come back? And what do I mean by that? The way this can link to depression is if you're trying to follow someone else versus your core values, over time, because you're tucking yourself away, it begins to depress you on what we call a slight edge. It can begin to depress you because remember, I did mention too how the depression can start very, very subtle, and then when a major thing happens, it just takes you on out. But the process could have already begun. So I want you to think about what your thought processes really are, right? I want to read something from chapter 2 of How to Love, Stress, and Live Longer. And think about what I'm about to say. Lying to yourself is at the root of what has you all stressed out to begin with. Right? Lying to yourself is the beginning and is the root of what has us stressed out in the beginning anyway. Remember, I mentioned in previous ones that stress are indicators to let you know something is not right. And most of the time that something that's not right is you're not living in harmony with your core. Your core values. You compromise them. You give them away. You let others take them away. Or we let others take them away. And it's amazing how it happens. But we'll get into those things even more. So I was stressed out so much from the life that I was also living. And as things began to happen in my life, my mental capacity, I would say, would be growing, and then it would stand still, and then it would realize that you got to grow some more, and I would continue the process. So it's not a matter of just making your mind up to just be some type of way. It is a process, because when you think about it, the mental attitude that you have right now about any and everything has come from and accumulated over your time here on this planet. So when it comes to reprogramming it and learning other ways to embrace life, to cope with depression, to identify your triggers, it's all going to have to be reprogrammed. And you give yourself time, because however old you are, that's how long you've been where you are now. Does that make sense? So it's not going to happen overnight. But I'm here to let you know that it will happen and it can happen. And my goal is to help you to do that. And so I encourage you to get a copy of How to Love, Stress, and Live Longer, in which I'm going to post some things within Facebook and some other places to let you know how to get them. But I will say right now that you can go on ladyleespeaks.com, which is my website, and I have a special on there right now. My book is normally $35, and I have a special going right now. If you put in the promo code or the coupon code, heart to heart, the number 2 heart, and you will be able to purchase the book for $19.95. I don't know what's up with that $19.95 stuff. We should just said $20. But anywho, we're going to follow suit on that for now. So if you want to do that, and because you're on here, because you're live, or you're listening to the playback that'll be set on here, I'm going to keep that at that price for a good little while as we venture into more of that, because I got some more good stuff coming. And so in the book, when you grab that, it's like a mirror. You're going to find it quite interesting. My book, you're reading the book and the book is reading you. It's like a mirror, as I say. It's a mirror. So we're going to have to release old programming to be able to take in new programming. And sweetheart, can Mama put you down and I finish some of this? Everybody has seen you, and I'll pick you back up at the end, okay? We're going to see how this works, because sometimes this little girl will not let me be. So now she's sitting down here at my feet looking at me like, what are you doing? And we're going to try to keep going from there. So my question again, who's been writing your story? What beliefs do you have right now that stress you out? Because you can be trying to form a belief that you really don't believe, but it's been a tradition for you to do that. Girl, are you serious right now? Y'all, the girl want to go outside. I can't make this stuff up. Hold on, let me just open the door, because she was spinning these circles until I come over there. I'll be right back. Girl, get your little stuff out this door. Go on. Whew. Y'all, I'm telling you, I can't make it up. So I might as well just stand up for the moment until she comes back in. So, but what truth do you want to write about now? Your truth. It's amazing how stressful even learning about yourself can be. And we'll get into that even more as I continue on with other things. But this conversation right here and now is only the beginning. That's why I'm building a transformational online course, a live event experience based on the principles of my book that's going to help us to go deeper and deeper. And I'm saying this and doing this because some of the breakthroughs and some of the processes will take time, as I mentioned, as well as some steps by step by step. It's almost like you're taking baby steps to get where you're going. So I'm going to be working on doing a course. I'm working on live events. I'm working on, and the speaking. I've already been doing some of the speaking, but I think it's going to help a lot by me doing this. So if you're ready to release the story that no longer fits you and begin to work on another one, just DM me here, and you can put the course. You could put if you're interested in a live event, if you're interested in me coming to speak somewhere. And the information that I'm going to be sharing with this is going to help people to grow, live, and understand. And I have to keep an eye on her. She's very trained. She's not going to go out the yard, but somebody else might want to take her out the yard. You know what I'm saying? So, and your girl will flip out. You hear me? So Now, we need this message in schools to help work on the mentality of our babies. If you saw my first episode, you saw how I mentioned that I have such a passion for children that it just drives me. They are, in my heart, crying out for help, just as adults are. And the children, they're helpless. So I'm interested in going in and doing workshops, speaking more in schools and churches, organizations, any of those things. So the speaking engagements and live trainings for teens, women groups, schools, retreats, conferences, all of it. Because we all experience these things and also get stressed out behind our mental processes. And I pause and sit here like this for a moment because I'm wanting to know if your wheels are turning. If you feel like you're being true to yourself in who you are, do you have a firm grip on your truth and your reality? Stress is just the trigger to let you know something is not right. When we get depressed, that's also because something is not right. And that something is not going to fix itself. We have to learn more about our mental processes, how we think. Is the cup half empty or is it half full? Are you someone who is drawn to drama, or are you the person that cleans it up? You know what I mean? All these things matter as to who you are, how you show up, and what you think about. So you want to be very careful of, one, knowing what you watch on TV. You know, the television is to tell a vision. Are you buying into that? You don't want to buy into that. You know, there have been studies that have said too, of course, the subconscious is always going. So even when we're asleep, our subconscious mind is still wide awake. What do you have playing on the TV? You can start off listening or watching something on TV, but what's coming on next? Did you even know what was coming on next? Or do you go to sleep with the television on and you wake up and you're like, what is this? What you watching? What am I watching? What's going on? What has already been planted? You have no idea. True? But you have to safeguard this because it is very powerful. And you have to go through the process of getting rid of the junk. Junk in, junk out. And to grow mentally and to get your stress under control, to lessen, hopefully, the stress incidences. She's let me know she's back at the door. See how good she is? And she says, then let me go get her. I'll be right back. Come on, little girl. Come on. Okay, so she's back and I'm back. So all of that is a part of it. And I had me some notes here, as I'm always going to do as I continue to grow this, my heart to heart. This is heart to heart. This is an organic experience that we are having together from those that have been plugged in from episode to episode. I'm out there. I have nothing to hide. I'm beyond being concerned about all the setup. Did this go right? Did that go right? And putting this off for so long. So this is all happening together. So yes, I do have me some notes because I want to make sure that I touch on things. But as we grow in this, I have many stories to share about my life, about my experiences, why I'm doing heart to heart, about the children, about my life, and how I'm striving to use my life to help you with yours and to help the children too, of course. So I'm going to look, where am I? Let me make sure I'm with my time. Oh, I got 4 minutes. Oh, I told y'all I'm special. Okay. So, I did create my new website too. So if you want to email me a question or talk to me, because I don't have anyone behind the camera today. So I don't know if I'm on here by myself or not. And guess what? It's okay. Because I'm going to be on here again next week and the week after that and the week after that. Because this is going to be big. It's going to be big. And I feel it and I love it. So my email address, I was able to get heart to heart with Lady Love at gmail.com. Bam. That's heart, the number 2, heart with Lady Love at gmail.com. How about that? That's keeping it simple and keeping it real. So you can DM me here, my YouTube channel. You should know the YouTube channel, but I'm going to still put it out there. And that is Lady Loves Purple. I couldn't get some of the other stuff, so I had to start putting the color theme in here because I'm just purplicious like that. And I'm going to be spreading the Purplicious brand too. Y'all like that, Purplicious? People ask me, how you doing? And I say, oh, I'm Purplicious. I love it, and they love it. So I'm going to just keep doing that. And so email me there. You know you got all my social media stuff. DM me on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. So Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm about to go somewhere else. I'm about to go real old school. But anyway, family, I love you. I thank you for coming. I want you to continue to come because I'm going to keep giving doses of things in the book, topics that I want to share. And I think, as I mentioned, I am highlighting each chapter of my book as I go. And I want to fill in stories about my life. And this is going to lead to when I had my very first true episode that I feel was my very first of my rabbit hole experience that I talked about on the first episode. So if this is your first episode, please go back and watch 1 and 2 because they all build on each other. They all are going to build on each other. So, and that's what I'm saying right now. Something could happen and I'm like, okay, we're going to pivot and do something else. But it's going to still all be in growth, be in how to love stress and live longer, how to get that grasp on depression, how not to be upset because you have depression. Honey, like I said, I take my medicine and everything. Don't let me be without my... Oh, I got to tell y'all this as I'm closing. My niece, it is so funny. You'll see her too on some other things. But my niece, I was taking her to school, right? And we're riding in the car. We're dancing, having a good time. And I said something. I'm trying to remember what exactly... Oh, so it was basically talking about that. So I said, girl, yeah, I'm on medication and everything in the world. You want me to take my medication. You don't want me to not take my medication. Honey, she looked at me from that passenger seat, and you should have seen the look on her face. She was laughing about it. So, yeah, but you did take your medicine this morning, right? When I tell y'all I hollered, I was like, oh my goodness. She was like, so you did take it this morning, right? I said, yeah, I already took it, boo-boo. But it was so funny. But see, now I even joke about that. Whereas before, I would hide about that. Feel like, how am I going to be the person that I am, and how much I just love life and love the world and love me and all of that. And you got to take medication for depression. Where they do that at? Well, they do it here at 731, at least one of us. However, it's still a process that we can get through to come off of that too. Because ultimately, I'm going to come off of it. I'm going to be weaned off of it. However, even in that process, it's almost like having your leg in a cast. You know, once you take it out of the cast, you can't just take it off and then go start running. You kind of have to work with some things, get some movement in there. It's a process. So even when I'm weaned off of my medication, it's going to be a process. So, and I'm cool with that because I want to, you know, ultimately come off of it. But trust and believe, if I ever have a backsliding situation up in that hole, I'm going to get my medication back. Okay? With the quickness. I ain't playing. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, I will post the time. I may do, because I know this is a holiday weekend. So this is the holiday weekend. Next week is not a holiday weekend, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I will see if I'm going to do Friday, Saturday, and sometimes I may do it earlier in the week simply because I have grown a lot as far as social media and others that are friends with me, and my circles are growing. And I mentioned before about my Uplift family, my Lisa Nichols growth. Ever since that woman has come into my life, things have totally changed. We'll talk about that too. And so the different time zones. So I have some friends that I have come to know and love in other states, and some are in other countries. So the more flexible I am, the better. The more flexible we are in life, the better, because nothing is exact. That will stress you out, okay? So that's why I do the different time frames and stuff. So the fact that it'll be uploaded to YouTube means that you can always get it, you can always see it, and it's always there. I'm here for you. I love you. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next time. Enjoy the rest of your day on purpose. Got my music again, y'all. And remember, email me hearttoheartwithladylove@gmail.com. Inbox me. You can use the Heart to Heart coupon on my website, ladyleespeaks.com. You can pull up my book. You can see all the other things that I have and that I'm a part of, my coaching sessions. All of those things are there, as well as on Linktree. So I don't know if you're familiar with Linktree or not, but I have it on my profiles, so you can still get there. You can see a lot of other things, okay, family? So I just look forward to next week. Enjoy your day. Have fun. Anyway, that's what I do. I don't know about you. I didn't even know that I could do this freestyle. Hey, that was tight, wasn't it? I'm special. I'm special. Yeah, yeah, I know it. I love it. Woo! Lakeshore MD Rivalry family in the house.